more secret talking. I don't think you'll ever stop. No more misbehaving. No more miss me not. No more misbehaving. Then we'll see what you are not. Bring it down. Bring it back forever. Bring it down on the ground. Safe and sound. Bring it back to never. Bring it down on the ground.
Hey, everybody. Check. Should we check the mics? Are you going to check the mics?
Hey, how are you? Mr.
Hi.
Dominic. Oh, I think someone got a haircut.
Did get a haircut. It took all weekend and it took both houses. And it was an ordeal, but it looks really good. It looks really
It
good.
does. It looks nice.
Yeah, so he can make his little appearance, right? We'll see. It's funny because that's my new office chair. I gave him my old office chair. Hello to everybody who's joining us right now. This is the Black Unicorn and the White Witch. I'm Miss Shannan. That's Tiffany Norton. This is Cyclone Kid. Oh, no. Don't sit on me. No.
No, Dominic. He wants to sit on Mom.
No.
Well, you got to have both.
Not play. Back up.
You can't have both the chairs, Mr.
You can
Man.
have Mom's computer in a minute. Back up. Back up. That's his new favorite game is what we call Squish Mom. So we say what? No? What did you say? No? No squishing Mom.
No squishing Mom.
No
That's a good
squishing Mom.
policy.
Stop squishing Mom. So I'll just shout for a while. So hi everybody. Happy Sunday. And he's at my phone, so we're a little late. I bought a new office chair so he could have my old office chair because he was so attached to it. And of course now he wants mine anyway. Yeah, right. Exactly. Sit down.
Yeah.
So that's how our day's been over here, which is fine.
I like it though. He looks like he's an executive just back there making decisions. Like, you're fired. You're fired. Yeah.
He's quite proper. He's like just sitting here spinning our wheels. That's what we do in the world. Just spinning. So I appreciate that. We'll see if we get anything done in the show. Because he is in very teenagery fashion, wanted nothing to do with me until the opening music started playing, and then he came down. So
he knows the song. We all know the song.
Mm-hmm. That's the mom's trying to adult. Let me go see what she's got going on. That's what the song means to him. So for everybody else out there, I want to say thank you for a couple of things. First, thank you to everyone who joined me on Friday night at the For the Kids Gala, benefiting the Boys and Girls Club of the Twin Cities. That was fantastic. We had a really good time at that. Got to be all fancy and sparkly at that. Tiffany, did you see any of the pictures I posted from that?
I did.
Yeah,
it looks really cute. You had your purple dress on.
Yes. So we'll real quick, we'll glom on to my friend Stephanie's page because that's easier than going to my own page. And just show a couple of pictures from that. It was everybody was like very. That's my friend Stephanie Lake and her husband Corey right here. Yeah, kind of thing. So had a good time at the event, so we appreciate it. That is Terrell, the executive director of the Boys and Girls Club of Twin Cities. So we had a fantastic time. They were able to reach all of the fundraising goals that we hope for the evening. But that does not mean that you cannot still support the Boys and Girls Club of the Twin Cities. You can go to boysandgirls.org. They have an easy to remember website so you can support them year round. And then thank you to everyone who joined me last night as we supported the Habitat for Humanity Twin Cities. So I had on a completely different sparkly dress last night, but another fantastic organization. So I am slightly tired, of course, but for a very, very good reason. And I'm glad that we got to support these two organizations. So both fantastic. So you can see last night, Tiffany, was, they call it construction couture. Is what they do.
All right.
Yeah. So that's why you see all of the hats that we have there, the people in that. Lots of use of and tape. I went with, let's see,
I think I saw one of the pictures of you. Didn't you have like a little hat?
Yeah, I think about the hat. Back to so I made myself a little fascinator with
there you
this
go.
hat.
With the tiny little Bob the Builder hat.
Yes, and so but Cyclone Kid decided he liked the hat, so I didn't want to bedazzle it too much so that he could have it when I was done. Yeah, so that is what we did over the weekend. So it was a good time. Do you want to use Mom's computer? What's the matter? You want to look on the computer? Okay, here, hold on. So here, we'll do this so he can use my computer. So I will go.
Well, as soon as you do that, though, he's going to want whatever you're
right. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, he's only interested in us when we start talking. Like if I'm over hanging out at your house, he doesn't care what we're doing.
Nope.
But as soon as we start talking on the phone or doing this, then he's like, "Oh, what's happening?"
Right. Here. Do you want Mom's computer? Yeah, go ahead. I'll scoot
over. There you go.
Go ahead. Yep. You can use it. Scoot up. Yeah. Mom's not that attached to her computer. Go ahead.
Right. He's thinking, "Oh, Mama foxed me again. Dang it."
He really does look disappointed that I just said yes. Or do you want to go upstairs? Yeah, he looks sad. Like he looks like that was not the goal. And now either way, he's disappointed. So we'll talk for a little while. Because we did have a couple of stories that were pretty interesting that we thought we'd cover. And here's the thing. One of them I might not be able to pull up. Here's what I want to, and we'll get to that one first because I pulled all the stuff up downstairs. But one of the stories that we were going to talk about, I was more interested in what happened with the search that I needed to do in order to bring it up than the actual story after a while, because we'll get to that one in a second. The first one that I thought we'd talk about is that we had a couple of interesting stories, like people using Will Smith actually for good, that Will Smith slap. So that was good. We also have a really good story. Should we start about the do you remember the story we had about the 102-year-old lady?
Yes.
That was a good one. I wanted to talk about that first just because it gave me goals for the future. So
right. Well, that's like did you see the movie Perfect Storm?
It's been a long time. I have been watching Deadliest Catch though, and that's what made me think this lady. I was like, oh no. Yeah.
Because that's what they did in that movie, and that movie was actually based on a real storm that happened, and people really died in that and the whole thing. And so I'm like, this lady's been around for that. Like, I don't know that it's the exact same area, but like, how cool is that? 102 years old. She's from Maine. She's the lobster lady, and she just renewed her license for another season of lobster.
Right. So we do have, we can bring up a little photo of her. I have that. Let me go ahead and close this ad because we're not going to Walt Disney World. But look at how dope she looks.
Right. She's up there.
I trust this.
Oh yeah. She looks serious.
Her. Yes. She looks like she knows what she's in for, kind of thing, for another season. And that is a crazy, dangerous job. And and if you've been doing this and you're 100, the fact that they call her the lobster lady, Yeah, you earn that. If you'd only been doing it for like 6 months, then no, you don't get to use that name. But
then you're like, you're the lobster chick. You're not the lobster lady. Think of how many, but think of like I mean, of course there's female captains, but like that's the thing. I love that show. I don't do a ton of reality TV shows programs, but I really still like Below Deck.
Yes, you told me.
I like rich people getting drunk and being jerks, but one of them they have a female captain, and it's so cool to see a woman being the captain literally of her own ship.
Right, right.
I did that.
Yeah, so I'm down for it too. So that's one of our positive stories. The story that I might need to have you email me the link again while we're doing this. I don't know if I could pull it up without up here because the one that I can pull up, in the tease, I talked about we had 2 stories that were basically about private parts. So we'll do this one first because you and I had very different reactions to this particular one. So this particular story comes to us from Australia. And in Australia, they're getting ready to, as we are in a lot of places, start an election for a commission, for their commissioners. And they had to actually put out a note that said, please do not draw dicks on your ballots for everybody out there.
And now I've never thought of that. And now that's all I want to do. Now,
well, here's how it started is that they're going, hey, unless the laws have changed, if you write anything on a ballot paper other than necessary numbers, it's not counted. Is that deemed valid? And so they were like, yeah. And so somebody responded and said, could you draw this? Kind of thing. They're like, well, technically we won't discount your ballot, but imagine that your nana, the fact that they're like, imagine that your nana is one of the ones counting the ballots. The fact that they even had to say that. And I agree with you.
But if Nana's,
it never had occurred to me to do it. And the fact
that they have to have a court ruling about it, that they had to actually like someone's like this dick thing's getting out of control. Like we got to do something. we got to get some laws on the books. Toot sweet before this gets out of control. All the nanas. I will say as a volunteer.
Think of the volunteer nanas.
Yeah, think of the nanas. And I do. I'm a voting judge for Ramsey County. And yeah, there are a lot of nanas.
Yes.
There definitely are.
Hey, Marquet, good to see you in the chat. Hello. Good to see you. So yeah, we're talking about the poor voting judge nanas in Australia who they are trying to protect, courtesy of making sure that you people don't draw penises on their voting ballots.
That's all I want to do now. Now that's all I want to do. That's all I'm going to see. You know what I could do? You know what you could do? If they, because it's the bubble ones, maybe there's a way to make a shape of a dick with your vote. You know what I mean? Just like filling in the appropriate circles.
Right. What's she doing in there that long? She's like I'm making
she's really thinking about this one.
A Morse code variety of peni. That's what that
is.
Kind of
right.
Yeah. Should we look in real quick and let's see what Cyclone Kid's doing down.
See, I love this. I love this. We can just cut right into it.
All right, he's still watching this video on the desktop. That's cool. I'm good.
I love that. You don't even have. It's like a Ring doorbell for him. Oh my God! I went on a Ring doorbell. It was just basically pets at home alone today. Like little clips of them where people are talking to the Ring doorbell and the pets like stop whatever they're doing or they come try to lick the camera and all that stuff. Yeah.
I should try that because I don't have I have the doorbells. I don't have the cameras in the house except in my rental unit until I re-rent it. And so eventually I'll put one in there. But yeah, this does help. Like I can keep an eye on him and like I know he's okay. So if he's like right now he's like in mom mode.
Yeah.
So like down there. Yes, Dominic. What?
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
He's like kind of funny. I like this. We just like pop in. It's like, ooh, studio.
I gotta go down there. Down. He's lonely. So, but here before, okay, because if I can get my computer back, I can find the story. But okay, so
I got my phone.
So Tiffany, tell us about the story, and then I'll tell you. Well, okay, so just give us the headline or the high level point of the story, and then I'll tell you the dilemma that I had trying to get the story prepared for the show tonight.
Okay, but which one are we referring to?
The strawberry story.
Oh, that I just sent you. Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, do that one first. Right. If we're gonna talk about private parts, let's just stay in this world for right now.
Because I'm like, I know, I'm like, there was another story. Where are we going with this?
Oh, not the cool one about Will Smith. No, that one.
Right,
Will Smith.
right.
That would make sense.
So this is something I follow on Twitter called relationship texts, and so this was the headline. I put multiple strawberries in my vag last night with my guy, and now I'm stuck. Yeah. Multiple.
And then she goes on to explain that they were both drunk, decided to get like extra frisky. And I guess they were frozen at first.
Yeah, frozen. And so it was supposed to mirror kind of the ice cube thing, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of.
But ice cubes melt fully. Strawberries and frozen fruit don't. And I did read through, I read down farther, and they were talking about how, so like there are people like, hey, normally we tell you that you shouldn't do, you should just let it self-process, but maybe not today. Your water, because nobody expects you to put smoothie ingredients in your hoo-ha. I
bet it smells lovely. I bet it's wonderful.
For now.
Like, right now, yeah, exactly. So it starts rotten. But basically she went to work with them in. And she's like, I'm just sitting here at work hungover knowing I have strawberries in my vagina.
Just waiting for the worst bacterial infection. Not like even a yeast infection, like a full bacterial infection is what she's going to get if she doesn't figure out how to get those out. And in an appropriate way. And so that was the dilemma. So the way that everybody...
Sorry, go ahead.
Because you can, but I'm presuming they're the frozen ones.
Right.
So then I'll go rescue him. I'm presuming, so if you got them fresh off the farm or the plant, then maybe there'd be a stem that you could at least find, like you're looking for, a tampon string. But no, this way, since they're frozen and they're all in parts, they're just going to be mushy, gross. There's like no good way. Yeah, there's no good way to expel them, kind of thing. Like anything, most of the things, like even if you use there's no good way to expel them, like other than flush the system, which is unfortunate.
Well, they told you that, years ago you shouldn't douche, but because you're kind of a self-cleaning oven as far as that goes. But in this instance, I think it's worth a shot. I think
right. That's what they're saying too. You need to you need to get.
You need to get a power washer up there, babe. You need one of those super soakers. You need it now.
Now here's the thing. So for everybody who's watching, what Tiffany and I normally do is we text each other or message each other links to articles back and forth. And some of them, most of the time, it's just the way. If you wonder how this show gets created, it's stuff that we would send each other, anyways, laugh and giggle about, and go, "What the hell is this? Like, who does that?" That's how this whole show is created. Think it's magical. It's really just stuff that Tiffany and I do anyway, or like we would have read that anyway. So when you sent me the text message, I let Cyclone Kid, hey George, good to see you. So I let Cyclone Kid play with my phone, and so I have an app normally can pull them up on my desktop, but I don't have it connected right now, and he has my phone. So I was trying to instead of
you're cutting out a little. You're cutting out a little bit. I couldn't
from him.
I couldn't quite
since
hear
he was enjoying himself. I thought I could just Google it. So imagine me in my browser, Tiffany. Oh, am I? All right.
A little bit, yeah.
Hold on.
You were good in the living room. I think it's just that.
It's like me finally my Wi-Fi deciding to slow down. There we go. So if not, there we go. Is the dead spot the kitchen?
Yeah, kind of. Now you're frozen.
All right. We'll wait. We'll just wait.
Yeah, it was working good when you were in the living room. Yeah, there it goes. Yep, now you're good. There you are.
I freaked it out. There must be a dead spot, right? Because of where my router's at. It's all like your floor and your ceiling is too thick. So Tiffany, what I tried to do, because I didn't have my phone to actually cut and paste the real link that I would have used, I thought I'd just Google it. So imagine this. This is what I Googled. It said, strawberries in vagina. I put in my Google thing, thinking that there wouldn't be a ton of stories out there. Oh no, there's a plethora of things. None of them are what we were trying to talk about today. Instead, first of all, it gives you this like an actual diagnosis of something that can happen to you called strawberry cervix. That's the first
strawberry
thing.
cervix. That's my new album. That's what
exactly.
I'm strawberry cervix. Yes.
Yeah. And my Google's trying to protect me because it's like, you don't look up dirty stuff. You don't need this. I'm like, no, really, I meant to look this up, Google. So it says, so it tells you what it is. So that's basically means you get these red dots on your cervix. So you need to fix that. And then should we say that's helpful? Yes, Google, that was helpful. Thank you very much. Here, yes. But then look, the first article is 7 ways people use food during sex that you should never do.
Right.
So all this woman needed to do before she got drunk with her boyfriend was just Google, should we do this? And if every article comes up and says, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
But you never think to Google things when you're drunk, you don't think to Google stuff like that.
First of all, look at this thing. Did you know that there was a website called myvagina.com? Good job getting that domain right off the bat.
Right.
Okay. And they just wrote an article that said, is it safe to put food in your vagina? And that was even before the shutdown when we were all stuck up in the house, extra bored. Like,
I've been watching a lot of TikToks in my free time. And I want to see if I can make a fruit compost with my lady.
I like Mike's idea. Strawberry transmitted disease.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, did you go through the rest of the well, I mean, it's a long thread, this particular share, but did you go to the one where the ladies was a kid and her mom's friend was a nurse? Did you see that one?
No, I didn't see that.
When I was a kid, my mom told us her nurse friend had a case where a dirty woman came in with a serious infection. Turns out, folks were eating coleslaw out of her vag at a music festival.
How granola-y, hippie, Coachella-y, like I haven't been to a music festival in a while. Is that what they get the kids do these days at Coachella?
I've never seen that. I've seen some things. I've never seen anybody like, what would go great with this coleslaw? Vagina. It's missing the tang I like.
There's so many like ways to transmit your food, like many like buns, a good brioche, a good something like that. I'm like,
yes, let's use normal vehicles for the food, like a tortilla, something.
Right, a crepe. Get yourself a crepe. Like there's, because I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of vagina. I'm just saying that it is not a medium for transporting things that you need to eat.
Well, and you've got to lay down.
Not even eat. I don't want to use the word eat because that's too easy to that's too easy of a ballpark. Like, well, you want to eat. No, I mean, consume. You don't want to actually ingest. No food you're trying to ingest needs to be there. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, that just goes awry. Like,
maybe you're at a nude beach, right? And you guys are going to go picnicking and you don't want to, you want to have your hands free. You just carry your lunch up there. Just
Lunchables. You just got
to pack a lunch. That's right.
Pack your charcuterie.
We got some ham and cheese here.
Let's not encourage that. I just read that article and my brain went, nope.
when I read
and
it,
that's not even. And for anybody watching, it's not like we're prudes. Neither of us are prudes. We're not saying don't explore. I'm just saying it all needs to be external.
stick with popsicles.
A popsicle, okay, because anything that will melt completely, kind of thing that is even a popsicle. I still don't think popsicles are a good idea either. I get why but then I'm like, there's too much high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, you're gonna ruin your sheets. And that stuff stains, man. You need to get the clear kind.
Remember when everybody was in the strawberry, remember everybody was into the whipped cream thing, and we all tried the whipped cream. I'm like, that's just sticky. That was
it is. It is. You get all dressed up. You do your hair. You do that thing. Now you got to take a shower again. Now your hair is humid.
And not even for a good reason. You didn't even get to anything good. You're just literally adhering to one another because of the sugary substances in the thing. That's how, and my brain, before you even get to the stuff, unsexy some of these things are supposed to be sexy. Even when I'm drunk, I think things to bits. So I'm already thinking like, this is not gonna. No, this is
not gonna work out well. This is not gonna turn. But I just love the idea.
I'm not Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm not a scientist, but I'm all like, this does not work. No. The physics of this is not gonna work. No.
I just love the idea of her going to. I love her going to work and just sitting there with it, knowing they're in there. Like, I want to tell my coworkers so bad, but I have to.
Because you're like, I mean, and I wonder if you're like, well, if I move back and forth, is that gonna make it better or worse?
Right.
Kind of thing. Like, what can you do? Like, you're just stuck. I would have called in. I'd have been like, I don't feel well. I don't feel well. You need that. I think that's a legitimate reason for PTO. You need a PTO day. You need a personal day on that while you were trying to get your life in order.
I worked with a guy who called in once and they were like, well, why can't you come in? They're like, we saw you last night. You were drinking and, you brought that one girl home who's kind of crazy. And he's like, well, real talk, that is the reason why I'm calling in. Apparently they got pretty hammered and she decided to use her strap-on him. And that was his first experience with that. And part of his job was he had to sit. And he's like, I don't think I can go.
Can I bring some for that? Then you need the frozen vegetables in the entire pack to sit on them at work, Mr. Adventure.
I know. I'm like, that's not fair. How come he gets a day off for that? Like,
right.
That's crap, man.
I'm all like, that's the definition of man up and bring up and bring your ass to work. Come on.
His male boss was on his side. He was like, yeah, dude, that's rough. That is rough. And we also kind of told you, don't go home with her because she's on the wild side.
I'm not even saying that. Look, okay. First of all, if he got that far into the story, he expressly wanted wild side.
Oh no, I'm not saying he did it.
No, all I'm saying is he'd been thinking about that for a while. Maybe he just there's a variety of ways that he should have done trial and error before with Miss. I do this all the time.
Right. When you go home before you go home with, which size do you like? Because I have them all. Like that kind of a. Well, and he was just kind of a young, kind of an innocent guy, and we're all kind of like, I don't know, she might be a little fast for you, buddy. No, I'm not judging her. She's perfectly fine. She was a blast.
But that's what I'm saying. Is
I loved her. I'm not trying to shame her at all. I just think it was just a great way to call in sick.
I asked you to retract the word innocent, naive, inexperienced in this particular thing.
Not innocent. You're correct.
Innocent doesn't jump to, oh yeah, I'm gonna let this new girl. One, innocent wouldn't take brand new girl home. I don't think. Innocent would be like, I don't know. Let me call my mom, and I'm drinking a glass of milk. Like,
Yep. I'm gonna eat cookies and go to bed early. Say my prayers.
How long ago was this?
Oh God, 20 years ago.
Yeah. So this means, the reason why I asked is I was all like, okay, what source material had he been sourcing before he got there? So that means he was sitting at home reading Penthouse variations. Because I'm like, what was available back then?
Static mags and VHS. That's what you have.
Exactly. See, now he could have just Googled it and he would have been like, oh no, I don't want that one. I need this one, and brought up the schematic or something like that. Right. Back then, he was all like, well, in the magazine, when they were just describing it in the stereo, like, hey, Penthouse, I've never had to write in about this before, but let me tell you about why I had to call into work. Like that, you can't really, maybe he envisioned it differently.
Right. Yeah, it was probably different in his mind. And,
oh gosh, yes.
It's a anyway, so we got off topic, but ever looking for a great way to call
we got off topic. We didn't get off. There was no topic other than things that you shouldn't put places that you're not prepared. So that seems completely on topic, Tiffany. That's all. That's all.
We could have called in sick. She could have said, "Hey, I'd love to come. I got a problem. Houston.
Houston.
We have an issue here.
We've lost contact, Houston. We lost.
They're just floating around in space, the space that is her.
Oh, just
No to all that. I would go on a trampoline. I'd try to force those suckers out. I would just be jumping up and down all day long, trying to get gravity to help me out.
All right, that
just
works.
bounce a lot. Do something. A lot of squats.
And the thing is that you can't even get mad, even though that's a group thing. Like, I bet you he felt, her boyfriend felt some sort of thing, but he can't help at this point. All you can do is go get medical. Like, there's nothing he can do to assist from his vantage point.
No. I mean, like, they have those grabber things, like for people to reach stuff off shelves and that, but they're a little large, probably. It's a little overkill.
Like those tone thingies, nothing. And then tweezers are too small. Nothing's gonna work. You gotta go in.
And sharp.
You gotta go talk
You gotta go in.
And
we're going in. Get your partner. You know what? You got me into this. I want you to put on the hard hat with the light. You're going in.
And just wait till and who could remember how many there were? Like when do you know that you completed them? Anyway.
I love that we nailed that. We nailed that.
I just like the fact that it's a story, like whenever you and I normally, like when a story like that comes up, just inevitably, just because even though we're best friends, we normally have varying degrees. I'm not drawing dicks. You're like, I'm drawing all the dicks on the ballots. That's why, like, on this one, I'm like, we're both like, no. Like, we're both like,
no, I'm good. I've already had enough problems in my life with that area. We're not adding to it. We're not adding things. We're not,
Yeah.
Just leave it alone.
Because you I'm like, it would have, I don't know how long it would take for me to be bored enough that I'm gonna give that a shot, like, kind of thing. I don't like. I got plenty of things on the roster before
we've got all these strawberries left from our daiquiris last night. Like, anyway. I think if you're gonna do anything, you gotta go cucumber or banana. I think that seems like they're more contained. They're not gonna go floating loose.
I agree. Possibly carrot.
Mm-hmm.
Anything like that, yes.
You want a good root vegetable.
If you gotta go that route, if you're going that route, if you gotta Farmer Jones it up in your house, cool. Like
Farmer Jones it.
That's why that story made me laugh so hard. I was like, no, girl. No. You and I have both been drunk.
Yes, never occurred to me once while I was drunk.
No. Even in the midst of it, like, hey, let's try something new drunk. I'd have been like, go get all the sugar out the cabinet or the cinnamon, or like, there's a bunch of other dumb things I'd have done before I got to. You know what I think?
Yeah. Coleslaw. Coleslaw in there.
Like, no. Just because that girl worked someplace where they had a buffet. I'm like, please, there's no way. Hi, Paul. Welcome to the chat. We're giving you a list of places that you should not eat your coleslaw. Just
our recommendations for should I put this in my veg? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Should I encourage anyone to put this in their veg?
Right.
No.
It's God's pocket.
It will not work out for anyone. All right. So, Tiffany, here's what I'm thinking. So I know that I had, and Cyclone Kid has my phone. I can't remember if it was next week that I had something the week after.
Okay.
So, I'm thinking.
No.
I'm going to see if I can, let me see if I can find my calendar on there.
Okay. Do you want me to start a story while you're looking?
Nope, I got it.
Okay.
I got it. See, before, whenever I used to go on walkabout, I was always on my phone or on something else where I couldn't do more than one thing. But on my laptop, I actually can. Let's see. Yeah, Sunday, May 1st, I have a thing.
Okay.
In the middle of when we normally do. So, do we want to scrap it all together? Do you want to do it another day? What are you thinking?
We can do either. I mean, Sundays always get busy for me too. So, we can do it. We can do it later. We can do it earlier. I mean, what time's your thing?
My thing is from 4 to 7:30.
Oh, okay.
So I won't be done until 8. It always runs late.
Oh yeah, that's kind of late. Well, we can scrap, or we can have a midweek edition if we really wanted to, depending on your schedule.
I could do like a Thursday, or I can like chime in and bug you from the House of Comedy. I'm at the house. You were at the House of Comedy a couple of weeks ago. I'm there this Wednesday evening. So I'll be there this evening. So if anybody in the chat would be interested and you're in town, you're welcome to join us in Bloomington at the Mall of America for the House of Comedy. I'll be headlining there. The show starts at 7:30, so you're welcome to come and join us. All the information is on my website, missshannan.com, Shannan with an A. And then maybe
I'll come to the show.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, come on down. Yeah, so that always would love you to come. Oh, our friend Rudy is coming as well. So our friend Savage, so he's coming down. Rudith. Yeah. So which is good because I still have Rudy's notebook from like 6 months ago that he left at the event that we were all at. His notebook's been sitting around. So I'm gonna put his notebook in my bag.
Let's draw dicks in it. Let's draw lots of dicks in it.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Good point. Yeah. Well done. Yeah. If anybody appreciated it,
he does.
Fondly and go, look at all that. This shows they love me. These two ladies drew dicks all over my comedy notebook. Yeah. So
he's actually quite a talented dick drawer himself. I've actually seen some of his work.
Really?
Yes.
He's very Renaissanceian. Very Renaissanceian of all of our friends. I can see that.
The penises I've seen have a lot of verve. They're very perky.
I bet you they have like that shadow that like where you could tell like a good artist, somebody that like had a little shadow on
good
it.
Pencil work. Yeah.
Yes. So Maria, come see us and you can laugh in person and not just laugh in the chat.
Right.
At our relaying the conversation about how our friend Rudy is such his penis drawing is just masterpiece. Masterpiece.
Yes. Oh, we've got that other art story too. That's a good segue. We've got the other art.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You start talking about it. I'll find the visual real quick.
Okay. Sounds good. So there is a street artist in LA. And of course, we've been hearing a lot about the Ukraine and everything that's going on there and all the travesties and that. But this guy, basically, he wanted to use two things to kind of get the message across to the of how things should go. I'm trying to find the article myself.
I got it.
Oh, you got it right there.
So
okay,
I'll go ahead. Yep. So I'll go ahead and pull up the art for you.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
And then I'm going to go see why my kiddo is going, yeah, mom. So
yeah, mom.
Yeah.
Perfect.
He's in yeah, mama. So yeah.
So the street artist basically took a parody of the Will Smith slap at the Oscars, of course, last month, but he does it against Putin. And the basically keep Ukraine out your effing mouth, which was the quote that Will Smith said about his wife. So people are reacting really positively to it. I think it's interesting that Will Smith in some way is becoming a metaphor for this, though. I mean, it seems like two nonsensical things, but the guy who's a street artist said it was kind of intentional. He kind of saying something about the level of show business and all that stuff. And like I said, I can't find the article. So now I'm just bullshit.
And the level, I mean, just even when you're talking about the level of the way that we look at our celebrities and them going out there. So him using this scandal, his quote said, given the proximity to Hollywood, I wanted to use this moment, this town, this ridiculous situation to draw attention to the war with the hopes of not only raising awareness, but also raising money for humanitarian aid. And so a lot of what I think this artist was trying to do.
Oh, you must be going downstairs. You cut out a bit. Are you done? Well, anyway, yeah. So the rest of the quote, Shannan will be back here hopefully in a second. But basically, that's what the artist was saying. If people can only learn to channel their emotions through creative expression, through art.
So I lost everybody, but I actually got a mom in a second. But what I was going to say was before we finish up, and then I'm going to go mom. Is what we're going to go clean up. Is the artist was trying to talk about using this opportunity of something so ridiculous and the fact that we focus on this ridiculous stuff more than important things going on in the world. I think that that's really cool of this artist, and it was a good point.
And I got the link up, but yeah, it's like, and what I love is this quote: if people can only learn to channel their emotions through creative expression, through art, through language, instead of resorting to violence to achieve their goals, the world would be a lot better place. And it's, I mean, that's the thing. If people don't have a creative outlet and you don't have something that brings you joy, you get nutty.
Exactly. So hopefully we bring you a little bit of joy. We're relatively creative. And we are gonna figure out, we'll probably see you and we'll talk. We'll put it in the chat. So if anybody has anything going on, for sure we'd love to hang out with you. So we're gonna go talk. You ready? Want to tell everybody, say we'll see you next time? See you next time. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Sorry I gotta run so quick, but I'm gonna go mom. Right. I'll talk to everybody later. Bye.
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 Someone who take a little time to see that maybe I'm not worthless. When all my plans fell far from good, and all my words were misunderstood, I start to think that maybe I deserve this. When my lucky stars crash to the ground, and the hands of fate were tightly bound, heard a voice say you're not alone. When calamity began to compound, the whiskey rain stopped pouring down. That voice said, I'm not on my own.